Hi, Balance Beauties, and welcome back to another episode of Motherhood Off Script. So, today I wanted to do a follow up video to my How to Look and Feel and Be a Hot Mom video. And in this video, I wanted to basically just flip the side of the coin because, like I said, there are benefits, but there's also what people would consider as negatives when it comes to being a hot mom. And which is one of the reasons why a lot of people do not try to even attempt to be that kind of mom. They just don't even try because at the end of the day, a lot of people know that it has a lot of scrutiny behind it. And I have faced a lot of it as well. So I understand what it feels like and what it looks like. And that's something we have to stop doing. I'm not saying that we are doing it as Balanced Beauties, but there are mothers that are scrutinizing other moms for trying to be their higher self. And I can say it does come with hate. Like, we have to be honest, it comes with some form of hate. Any form of your better self is going to come with some sort of hate, whether it's from strangers, whether it's from family members, whether it's from coworkers, people you work with, whether it's from the mommy group you may be in. It's going to come from somewhere. They say if you don't have any haters, that means you're not really doing nothing. So to be honest, it's going to come. And in this video, I want to talk about the ways that it shows up. People might say things like, did she really make that? Like, oh my goodness, she's always making everything from scratch. Like, who has time for that? Or like weird comments like, girl, she always going to the gym. Ugh, like, people do talk about you behind your back. And if you think they are not, believe me, either you ain't doing nothing, you're not really striving to be your best self, or of course, how are you going to know? Because other people's opinion about you really is none of your business. So you're probably not even going to notice it anyway. But I need you and I really want you to be aware of it. So if you do find out, it's not something that's shocking to you. Just in general, there is a pressure that sometimes us as women we can feel from just the world itself, that we have to be a certain way or look a certain way in order to be accepted. And that's why I decided to just do my own thing despite what people say. Because when I first got on YouTube, I can say I was more like trying to get my feet in the dirt, trying to see what YouTube felt like trying to feel my way through things. And now I can see more clearly in the direction that I need to go. And that also includes bettering my appearance in general. It just does. I have to put more effort into myself. I notice I get more views when I have a specific thumbnail. I notice that people gravitate more to certain subjects. And it does play a role in the way that I am perceived based off how I look. And that's one thing we just cannot ignore, even if we are moms. Like, being a mom does not take you out of the category of woman. You are still a woman at the end of the day. So caring for yourself is something that just needs to be done. You were a woman before you were a mom. So that is one of the reasons why I started to be more on top of myself. And I'm sure if you've been following me for a while, you can see that I have changed a lot. I know I've seen it. So if you're watching me, I know you've seen it as well. And the reason why is because in order for me to reach the next level, I have to do more. If you want to get to the next level, you got to change something about yourself. So with that being said, I want to talk about our image in general. We really have to face the fact that in order to be a hot mom, it takes energy, it takes money, and it is very time consuming. Sometimes the pursuit of trying to be your best self will sometimes have you miss out on things that you didn't want to miss out on. And that comes with anything in life. When you are striving to be better, you are going to miss out on some things. You're going to have a little FOMO, and that comes with the territory. And in the beginning, it may feel a little draining, like, oh, I have to do this, or I have to do my nails, oh my goodness, I have to do my hair, or I gotta go here, and I gotta do this, I gotta go to the gym, I have to, and your mind can just be running circles around you. And that's one of the reasons why I created my to-do list. I'm going to put it in the description section so you can access the link to my website. But the reason why I created lists and things like this is because I didn't just create it for my balanced beauties. I really created it also for myself, because I want to be my higher self. But it's hard to do that when I have no schedule. It's hard to do that when I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing for the day. It's hard to do that when I have mommy brain. It's hard to follow up on these things. And it's not even just being your higher self, just being a businesswoman, just being a mom. Like, this stuff, we have to take it seriously. And it's hard for us to do that if we have no way to track anything. So in order to be able to track what you're doing and making sure that you're not forgetting anything, you have to be putting it down on paper. You have to be putting it down digitally, even if you have a digital planner, which I'm really thinking about doing as well. I'm thinking about creating some digital planners and some digital like to-do lists that you'll be able to use, like if you have a tablet. And that's something I'm doing right now, something I'm working on in the making. But the reason why I want to do that is because I want to see more moms out here, not just like myself, but better than me. I want to be out here like, oh, like, she looks beautiful. I can tell she got it together. That's what I'm talking about. Like, I want to be clapping in my mind when I see moms. I don't want to see y'all looking sluggish and worn out. Like, I don't want that for us. I genuinely feel bad when I see moms just stressed out, like feeling like they can't keep up with themselves or their kids, you know? Like, we have our moments, but when you feel like that day in and day out, some change needs to happen. And I know structure is one of the ways to do it. Like, when you're able to find your rhythm and you are finding ways to make time for yourself, when you are finding ways to make time for your kids, you're finding ways to make time for your husband, it all literally feels balanced. And this is what I mean when I call my channel Balanced Beauty. I want you to have a balance. They say that it's not possible, but I know it is. Okay? And this is what I fight for. So that's one of the things that you need to do. Because when you start to find your footing, when you find that balance, that's really when you become a hot mom. This really reminds me of some of the most incredible Black women in history who faced some really intense scrutiny. And one of the things I admire about them is that they dared to stand out despite what people said about them. One of the women I'm thinking about is Jocelyn Baker. She was immersed in her talent, and she had an undeniable charisma about her. She faced racism, sexism, stereotypes, and people often just reduced her to just her exotic persona rather than recognizing her for her intelligence, her activism, and her groundbreaking performances. Or another woman, Nina Simone. Nina Simone was known for her phenomenal musical skills. And she was a very powerful voice for the civil rights movement. She was very outspoken and unapologetically herself. She was another woman that faced a lot of criticism during her career. I love that she was committed to her legacy, okay? And she became one of the most important artists of the 20th century. These are women that stood out, okay? And they didn't fit into the basic societal norms or anything like that. But when it all boils down to it, they stood out, but they also were seen. I remember watching YouTube maybe like a couple months ago, and there was like tons of videos popping up my feed about being visible, about visibility, and how a lot of people are afraid of being seen. I feel like that is one of the things that holds a lot of moms back from being their better selves, is because they're afraid of people seeing them. And unfortunately, that is one of the things that, like, I can only relate to in a small portion of my life. But because I understand that, I still can relate to it in a way. So one of the times that I can say I didn't want to be seen was when I was my heaviest. And I was my heaviest after I had my third son. I was 180 pounds. And just to give you some measurements, I'm 5'5.5". I think I'm 5'6", if I'm not mistaken. I'm 5, so think of me at 5'6" and 180 pounds. And I know I don't have a lot of content on my channel of me that way because I've rebranded myself. So you're not going to really see that many of those videos of me that way. But I have already posted a couple things in, previous videos just showing you what my glow up was. But during that time frame, I do remember not really taking many pictures of myself, not going out to events, not hanging out with friends that much. And I could say, oh, I'm just busy because I'm a mom. But in reality, I knew that I was not my best self. So instead, I spent a lot of time working. I spent a lot of time trying to make money. I spent a lot of time doing that instead because I knew that I could work and be visible in that way, and no one's viewing me as like, oh, she's slacking, like she need to get it together. And it's the truth. The truth hurts, but that's what the facts are. And I knew that I had to change something about myself because that's not my natural personality. Like, that's not me. Anybody that knows me knows that is not me. So once I felt that inside of myself, I knew I had to make a shift. But a lot of women have been like that for years. So they may not even understand what it feels like to have the spotlight on them. They don't even know what that looks like. And when they see it amongst other people, they back away from it because they're afraid of it. And I don't want you to be afraid. Do not be afraid to be the one to have the spotlight on them, because everybody gets a day, okay? And you don't want to have the spotlight on you in a way where it's like, I could have been better. I could have done better. That was embarrassing. You do not want that you don't want the spotlight to be on you in that moment. So that's another reason why I'm making this video is because I don't want you to be afraid to shine. Do not be afraid to be your better self. Stand up and stand out, whatever that may be. But don't let yourself go in the process. Being seen has so many benefits and opportunities that come along with it. Opportunities do not come to people that blend into the background. And balanced beauties do not blend into the background. When we walk in the room, you're going to see us. You're going to know who we are. We're going to stand out. And I want that to be you. If you're a balanced beauty, you already stand out. But I want you to continue to shine and to build upon what you are, because it's not over until you're not breathing anymore, honey, okay? I don't want to hear, oh, I'm too old. Oh, I've had too many kids. Oh, my life is not this. Oh, I don't have enough money. Like, all that stuff is just excuses. Y'all really have to keep trying. Like, don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on you. I want you to be bold and confident. Stand in who you are, because this is you. This is your personal brand. You are your own brand. So every time you step out the house, whatever you look like is what you are representing. It's too many times I can't even count on my hands and my feet of people just approaching me, offering me opportunities. And I'm like, do I look like I'm just auditioning when I walk down the street? Like, I really don't understand. When I step into places, people think that I'm running it. They think I'm in charge. I'm like, I just came here to be like you. I'm trying to be normal. And people think that I'm showing up to be in control. Unfortunately, maybe it's fortunate, okay? But I have this persona of leadership. When people see me, that's just who I am. That's how they view me. And I now know that my rising sign is a Leo. which is probably one of the reasons why people view me that way. I'm actually going to go into more of like zodiacs and stuff like that later on. If you don't believe in this stuff, it's completely fine. I just look at it as something fun. It's very interesting to me. I don't live my life in that way, but it's very interesting to know that part. But to make a long story short, I decided to start standing in that. You know, when I know that people view me in a certain way, and it's a way that I love to be seen. Okay, I have no problem with showing up somewhere and people think I'm in charge. What is the bad part in that? There's nothing wrong in that. Why? Because when the time comes and I do want to take part in something, or I do want to join a group, or I do want to be a leader in something, I am more likely to get the position over somebody else that does not care about their appearance, over someone else that's overweight, over somebody else that didn't wake up this morning with a good attitude. I know that I can get that. And I have the confidence to go along with it. And that's what I want for you. I don't want to be the only person standing in the room, confident, looking good, in shape, happy, taking care of themselves, looking forward to the next day. I don't want to be the only person standing in the room like that. I'm not selfish. And that's why I made my channel, is because I want you to be that way. I want you to love yourself. People say that they love themselves, but they don't show it in their actions. And that's another reason why I made my channel, is because I want you to know that it's somebody out there cheering you on. You can do it, you know, but you're not going to always have somebody there to cheer you on. You got to wake up every day and do this for you first. And then you got to do it for your husband. And then you got to do it for your kids, because they are looking to you as the example. They are looking to you of an example of a wife. They're looking to you for an example of a woman. So when you walk around in a frumpy t-shirt days and days and days in a row, they expect women to just look like that. Like, oh, I guess that's just what women do. You know, after they have kids, they just fall off and don't care about themselves. They may not be saying that because they're children, but that's what they equate it to. And do you really want them to look at you in that way? No, you don't. You don't. It's time for you to stand up and stand out. Well-behaved women do not get appreciated. They don't get opportunities. Well-behaved women do not get what they want out of life. I'm not necessarily talking about misbehaving, like doing things you shouldn't be doing, you know. I want you to be someone that shines and has like a distinct presence, because that presence can open doors for you. While being a hot mom can have its ups and its downs, and it can have its own pressures and its own judgments, the underlying principle of having a presence can have a double-edged sword. It might attract unwanted attention, but it can also make some memorable and create opportunities that wouldn't normally come your way if you were just simply blending in. What I really want is that I don't want you to get stuck into like this mom look, because that mom look is like, it's something that's going to box you in. And I don't want you to feel like you're boxed in, because you're not. You're not boxed into the mom thing. Okay, you are a woman first. Thank you for listening to the end of this video. Leave me some comments. Like, what are your thoughts? Like, have you ever experienced or witnessed any of these downsides? Leave me a comment in the comment section, and we'll chit chat on the next Motherhood Off Script. See you in my next video. Bye.